Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our Tech Talk Tuesdays. I'm Rob Downs. I'm with Managed IT Solutions. Oh, nope. It's all in reverse. Gotta love cameras, right? And streaming live. Oh, well. So we're about to roll into the holiday season here. Most of the Western world. Specifically in the United States, Thanksgiving is this week, which means all the big sales will be coming up at the end of the week. Black Friday hits in 3 days, and then the following Monday, 6 days from now, will be Cyber Monday, and there will be all types of specials and deals. So if you're looking for some stuff tech wise, I'm going to talk about it just a little bit this week. So hopefully I'll be helpful. No specific deals, just some warnings, right? That's what we do here. So anyhow, um, with that in mind, um, the warning. Uh, Holiday and Black Friday sales scams are exploding. Some reports are saying they're up 600% this year versus previous years. And I don't know if that's due to the ease of implementation now with AI, or if it's a matter of an economy that's having issues. Because normally, just like regular crimes, cyber crimes go up during a downturn in an economy. And while the stock market may be up, there are other facets, especially in the United States, that aren't quite following that trend. So that could be another reason. Anyway, the attackers are impersonating the big boys like Amazon, Walmart, Target, UPS, FedEx, etc. And basically, what you'll see is you're going to see emails that are going to take you to websites that look like the real deal, the real thing. They're going to try to get you to buy something or give you information or give them information about you that they can use to either hook you later, or if they can get you to buy something, grab your credit card and do a charge to it, whatever. So you may see some emails about gift cards or reward emails from vendors you like to use, or maybe even vendors you don't like to use. Again, bad guys are making fake Black Friday sites, so you may not notice where you're going. Helpful hint for emails: typically, if you hover over an email link, even if you were to say bestbuy.com or something like that, as the link or say click here to go to Best Buy Black Friday, and I'm picking on Best Buy. No offense, I like Best Buy. Amazon, Target, whatever you want to say. If you hover over the link, typically what you can see is it will expose the program will normally tell you the link that you're going to. So you probably want to make sure that it's going to the link you think it's going to, right? So if it's Best Buy, it should go to bestbuy.com, right? Amazon should go to amazon.com if you're in the United States, of course. So make sure you're doing that. You may also see AI generated customer support call chats trying to get you to engage with them about a purchase you made. And the last thing is, buyer beware, caveat emptor. If it looks too good to be true, probably is. So just make sure you're careful about how you're doing things, how you're paying for things, and what data you're giving to sites. So, other than that, happy shopping, right? On that front, if you're looking for some computer parts these days, good news is that if you know anyone who's a PC gamer, GPUs, graphics cards, prices have not gone up too much recently. They actually normalized, and you can actually get some that are MSRP. So that's always nice, right? The bad news is memory, RAM, you might hear it called. Those prices have spiked 60% in the past 2 months. The culprit is AI. Yep. AI data centers use the same type of memory in their servers that you use in your computer. So they're a little different, but they use the same dies and same manufacturers and facilities. So they're turning out much higher end stuff for the AI data centers as opposed to basic stuff for consumers, because money talks and BS walks, right? So bad news for that. You may be able to find some computers on sale this Black Friday and or Cyber Monday that will have pricing that reflects before memory prices have gone up. I know that we've priced out some stuff recently for clients when I did the memory upgrades. Good God. Okay. I was not expecting that. So, it's Not my happy place, not other people's happy places. So at any rate, good luck getting out there. SSDs also, now that I think about it, SSDs, solid state drives, so storage, hard drive storage, solid state. Those prices are also going up. Same reason, AI. You need hard drives to run all those large language models and hold all the data. So those prices are going up. This right now, and some things are expected to double next year. So if you need a server with a lot of RAM, start thinking about getting it before too far into next year. Other happy news from the AI data center forefront is there's a dirty little secret. It's kind of secret, but not so secret. People who use AI, it's a secret. People who deal with AI, probably not a secret. Yeah, all those big data centers, besides using up all these computer chips, they use a lot of energy, like a town's worth of energy for one data center, right? Like 10,000, 20,000 person town. So, the U.S. was kind of tight anyway on energy production, and our grid is needing some TLC. And so with these large data center projects coming in or being bandied about, yeah, you can expect to see price spikes in your power bill. The utility companies are having to build them out. And of course, they spread the love and the joy across all their consumers and not just the data centers who they're having to build it for. So I guess if they're building more capacity than the data centers need, everybody benefits. But if they're not, then gee, must be nice. Anyhow. So yeah, if you do see a spike in your energy costs, your electric bill, etc., yeah, blame AI for the most part. Sorry. I love using AI. I use it every day. I'm in it every day. It does have costs, right? So I think that kind of needs to get normalized. Can't think of a better word for the cost benefit of people who are using it, and making sure that the people who don't use it or don't knowingly use it, aren't necessarily paying for the energy consumption. If they're not using it, but their bank's using it and the bank increases their fees, that's one thing, right? Because they're getting a benefit from it directly. But regular, I don't know. Unfortunately, it takes years for power stations to come online. Natural gas, probably not as long as, certainly not nuclear. And then even the new small modular reactors are still in testing phases in the United States. China has created a successful running thorium salt reactor, which is one of those things that we could have had, but we didn't do in the 70s because the price of oil went back down and nobody cared anymore because profits, whatever. No, seriously, we could have had better energy technology. It just wasn't a primary push, right? You have limited resources. You decide where you have to put them given any point in time. When gas was or oil was really expensive back in the 70s embargo days, nuclear research was great. When the price fell, well, we got to kick the can down the road. Hindsight is 2020. And I don't mean the year. So that would be funny if all your sites were in the year 2020. Anyhow, so last little bit that I've got here are going to be AI cyber attacks. I think I mentioned this last week or the week before that. They're coming fast and furious. With AI, it's just so much easier to launch campaigns, email spam campaigns, phishing campaigns at scale. They're able now to do deep fake voices to do fraud over the phone, and AI can phone you. We have looked at programs for placing outbound sales calls with AI based reps that can ask questions, answer questions, type thing, right? So bad guys can do that too. You're seeing updates and mutations to malware, just like real viruses mutate, now powered by AI. So people who don't have a coding background can now do it. And they can add features, right, where maybe someone didn't think of it. It's easy to do. So just keep in mind that cybersecurity is no longer just patching and antivirus anymore. It's going to be monitoring, identity protection, identity management, all these boring things, but you got to do them. MFA management is very important. Backups, having good backups that are trusted, that are separated, that are immutable. It's my favorite word of the year, by the way. Then that's where we're looking to go, right? And so as you're adding, moving into the next year, if you have to do cyber training for your cybersecurity or cybersecurity training for your cyber liability insurance, you probably want to make sure that whoever's doing the training's got a little AI in there, just to help people make sure that they're aware of how AI can affect things and make it look really cool and real and legit, and can be done in a couple minutes by the right person. Right, bad news. All right, so back to Black Friday. I really have to stop letting AI write my scripts, right? I'm kind of bouncing all over the place. So there are deals out there. Again, don't trust deals that are too good to be true. Some older generation GPUs are probably going to be on sale. We're at the 5000 series for NVIDIA. You can probably get some really good 4000 series for cheap. I use AMD, and I feel bad because I don't know what their model structure is for which generation, but same concept, right? And then I think there's still several Intel ones out there that do okay, and their pricing is really quite good. So if you need something, right, to help out. Another thing to look at, like I said, SSDs, NVMEs before the pricing starts going up. For home, just like at work, I would suggest that everybody has a good backup. There are good backups that have you can get for external drives that sit on your network or network attached storage, right? So Western Digital makes one, Synology makes some, and they've got software that'll run on your computer, and when it gets on the network, it'll back up to it. So, and then you can have that actually back up into a cloud. Wasabi, and I just drew a blank. I'm sure there's other storage providers that I will think of it within 5 to 10 minutes after doing this video, but whatever. I love getting older. Anyhow, so yeah, backups are a good thing to do. And then, something you might want to give to somebody as well is going to be password managers. You can give it to your family, and you can share passwords if you need to, or VPN subscriptions, because it's always good to be on a VPN, regardless of where you're at. One of these days, I'll post a VPN link, maybe, or I'll post any link, maybe. I've not figured out how to do that on here yet. Maybe for next year. Just so people can intercept your traffic if you're on someone's network. Especially true when you're in a hotel, coffee shop, airport, that type of thing. You want to have a secure VPN connections. These are good things to do. Plus, I hear you can VPN into other countries and watch different streaming app options, right? Because just because you can't see it in the US doesn't mean you can't see it in the UK. So you can try that out. I've got more than enough streaming stuff. I have too much streaming stuff. I do too much streaming. I don't need something to help me stream even more. Yay. So what you should do this week, if you are a business, it's nearly the end of the year, you should probably be doing a year-end tech review. If you've got some money out there that you need to spend to help minimize the tax man, now's a good time to start thinking about it and get those purchases done for the end of the year. Yeah, can't cut that. Streaming, yay, live, awesome. You want to make sure that you're tightening up your MFA and identity controls. If I stick to history, there's one more coming somewhere here soon. You're going to want to make sure that you're doing security awareness training, that you've got all that done for this year in case you haven't done it this year. If you are in need of security training for your annual training, we might have a deal that we can do for Black Friday and actually Cyber Monday. If you contact us, we can get your company set up with some free cyber awareness training, right? So it'll help you stay compliant for your cyber liability insurance. And that third one just wants to come, and it just will not make it quite out. So it's looking fun. Make sure you're doing your audits of your backups and some test restores. End of the year is always a good time to do that. And again, lock in some hardware before Q1 prices start spiking, because they're already starting to spike up. It sucks for families, and actually for business too. Be cautious with any links again. When in doubt, that's a surge. And when in doubt, cut it out. I have to come up with something witty, or hey, have AI come up with something witty that's similar to it. Anyway, be cautious. Don't trust random emails saying that your account needs verification or that you've won, whatever. I have not seen the Nigerian prince send me an offer to help him move or give me $1.2 million for helping him move his money into some other accounts. So doesn't mean they won't rehash it or bring it back, because, oldie but a goodie. Make sure you're reviewing your passwords. Again, personal and business. Now's a great time. I'm a big fan of doing one per day. Go and check one password per day. If you've got a good password manager, it'll alert you where you're reusing passwords. Go ahead and change those. And while you're in there changing it, enable MFA if at all possible. If you don't know if it's enabled or able to enable it, or if they bury it, which is the stupidest thing I've ever seen somebody do. GTS, go Google it and find out if that application, Facebook, Meta, Instagram, Twitter, or whatever, has multi-factor available and how you enable it. And go ahead and do that while you're in there. So do one a day, you'll get through 365 in a year. Unless it's leap year, then you get 366. But we don't have one of those coming out, so it's not a big deal. And then again, a reminder: if something feels off, just pause and verify. Hover will let you see a quick glimpse into the links. If you have a doubt, ask an IT guy. It's kind of what we do. We have clients now who forward us emails if they're not sure what's going on. We actually have a piece of software that can also check it for them. We also have new spam filtering that detonates links, clicks on links for you before you even see the email to let you know if there are problems. So that's always fun. And if you are a home user, we now have our Silver Shield support for seniors, mostly, hence the name Silver Shield. Besides the fact that our logo is kind of silverish. I'll figure this out. It's actually palladium, which is where our company came from, but that's fine. And so, we're rolling that out. We've got, a dozen or so clients who are using it. Legacy, we don't advertise it that much. But basically, almost without exception, maybe one person, are all seniors who depend on us to help them out when they're having issues. Somebody they can trust, somebody they can call and verify things, right? So if you're interested in that, again, give us a call. Hit our website. Do I not have my website on here? Oh my God, I don't have my website on here. It's managedits.com. MAGEDITS. Looks like managed edits. So again, give us a call. I was saying before that, I'd closed before in previous videos a couple of times, that cybersecurity starts with you. That is still true. However, what I need you folks to realize is that we're doing a little bit of a pivot to include AI, right? So cybersecurity does start with you, but I want to tell you, before the holidays, stay alert, stay secure, and stay ahead. Hope you have a wonderful time if you're in the U.S. with your family. Bill Maher had a great video last week on his new rules, and his final segment was, leave politics and religion at home, at your home. Don't bring it to your folks' home, or have your folks bring it to your home. I'd like to take this time to say that I'm thankful for everyone who does business with us, and the opportunities that this country's given me to own my own business, and that don't spoil it, right? No politics, no religion. Depending on how rabid of football or college sports fan you are, maybe you don't need to bring sports into the concept either. With that being said, again, have a happy holiday, happy Thanksgiving, enjoy your food.